Part of the start of every year is this bubbling up of excitement. The potential is so ripe in terms of what your class is going to look like. When you have, 150 kids that you see every day, that's a lot for God to work with. I've been a high school English teacher at the International Technology Academy in Pontiac for the past 6 years. I love connecting with the students and just be real with what's going on in their lives. My dream for any student coming in is that they would leave knowing how valuable they are, even if they just understand the unique qualities about themselves that may have gone overlooked or underappreciated. They can leave my classroom feeling like those characteristics about themselves should be celebrated more and should be something that they take pride in. Then that's my ultimate dream. I try at the beginning of every year to break down this barrier that a lot of the students may have, where they're just coming in with their own stereotypes of here's a young white male teacher, doesn't come from Pontiac, hasn't been living in Pontiac, and so they kind of start putting up their own walls or their own barriers as to how much I could relate to them and their own lives or their own circumstances. I actually have a lot of the same similarities when it comes to what they may be experiencing at home and what I experienced in my own home life growing up. Growing up, it was my sisters and I, but my parents got divorced when we were young. And so my dad moved out and we were only seeing him on the weekends. And then he was an alcoholic, so that turned to not seeing him at all. From about 10 years old till I was 18, I never saw my father, which is a lot of the same ages that these students are in. And it's also probably the most important time for a son to have a father figure in their life. So I decided when I turned 18 that I was going to go and try and reconnect with him, to go and try and reconcile this relationship. And 2 weeks later, he died. I never got to go to him and show him who I was. And he never got to see who I had become. I say that because it may be different than the idea of me that you had coming into this class. It may be a little more similar to the life that you have outside of school. So one of the only things that helps mend that brokenness between my own personal story with me and my father is that it allows God to be the source of what I need to invest in these students with something that I didn't have growing up. I am not on paper the teacher to connect and support and invest in these students as a father figure through the resurrection of what died in my own life. He is able to not only resurrect me, but resurrect these students wherever they're at. A couple of years ago, I decided to just have an open door policy during lunch. But if you want to come and talk about something that's going on at home or something that's going on with a friend or something that's going on with a relationship, then I'm very happy to talk about that as well. It went from what happened the night before during the game to, so what do I have to do to get into heaven? And so these relationships during lunch started forming into discipleship opportunities.
My senior year, stuff started to flip around in my life. It just wasn't the best. And I would just talk to Mr. K about certain stuff. And I remember I lost my Chromebook our school gave us, so that was $275 I would have to pay back. I couldn't find my phone. After class, I just told him, I was like, it's hard. Like, life is just hard. And then he explained to me, like, certain stuff, like about the Bible and how Jesus, like, loves you. Hold on. This was not supposed to happen.
All right, man.
And then he just said a prayer. He was like, I just pray for guidance for you. And he was like, in wisdom. And I hope that the stuff that you've lost you can find, and the stuff that you don't know. Like, basically, how he worded it was different. It was like, not only was my stuff lost, but I was lost. I never knew it. He only knows, like, so much. But I changed for the better. He might not see it, but, like, I might laugh, like, a lot of stuff off or joke a lot of stuff off. But he has changed my life. The way I see stuff, the way I treat other people. I would just tell him thank you.
There are times where it doesn't always feel like God is doing a lot. And I start to question if my time here has come to an end, if I should be looking for something else, even to a point to where maybe I should be making more money for my family. Maybe I should be at a district that provides different opportunities to grow for their staff members. And Jesus keeps pulling me back to say, there's still work that I need you to do here. And I will take care of everything that you're worried about with your family. And you can trust me to care more about that than you do, so that you can care about what's the most important. Because I've resurrected something in you that I need you to go and tell the people about. And that's more important than a paycheck. And it's more important than the building that you're in. And I feel like it's like with Jesus walking on water, it's only when Peter stops focusing on Jesus that all these other things gain their power and they start pulling him down. And I feel like Jesus is saying that to me, that while your eyes are on me, I will take care of everything. And not only will I take care of everything, but you're going to get to walk on water. You're going to get to experience me in a miraculous, awe-inspiring way. And I don't want you to worry about the storm. I don't want you to worry about what's going on under your feet or on the boat or in the water around you, because it's just you and me right now. And if you just stay on me, then we're going to do great things together.